Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have Marvel Legends Black Panther Erik Killmonger. So this was the figure that I was very much looking forward to. Probably my most excited or most anticipated Marvel Legends figure of the year so far, at least. I'm a big villains fan, you know, do love the movie characters, so of course I very much gravitate towards this character. Before we go over the figure, going over the packaging, looks quite nice. It does have a blue color scheme towards the back, but it does have orange, you know, in the back of the packaging, but then on the sides it's blue with highlights of orange, which is very nice. Goes really nicely together. What's interesting is you can really see his eyes in this photo, which is very strange considering in the movie from the stills you really can't see his eyes underneath it. So I wonder if there's going to be moments in the film where he doesn't have the visor section over his eyes and you can kind of see his eyes underneath. That would be kind of interesting there. It might just be the artwork, but it would be cool if it does lead to a little something a little extra in the film. Here we have a picture of the figure on the back as well as the rest of the assortment. Not, you know, I do want this figure, but I think it's ridiculous that she's the Build-A-Figure. You know, she'd be a great figure in the wave, but as a Build-A-Figure, I'm very much annoyed by that. The comic figures in the wave, I could absolutely care less about. I want 1, 2, and 3. I have 2 and 3 at the moment. I'm gonna pick up Black Panther. You know, I'm gonna probably wait for a sale though. And then as far as Black Bolt and the Submariner, I'm only gonna buy their Build-A-Figure pieces when I can get them at a decent price. Iron Man doesn't even come with a Build-A-Figure piece, and he is an easy skip. Alright, so going over the actual figure, very excited to actually get it. It's 100% a new sculpt, which I think is fantastic. I'm very much loving the fact that they really do give their movie figures the right treatment with completely new sculpts. For the most part, they tend to do that, which is very nice. Going over his sculpt, starting off with this face, I love it. It has tremendous detail in it. I definitely like it a lot. Like all of that little detail in the line work is all sculpted in there. It's also painted. It's not painted the best. Like, you know, it's hard for me to tell what they're going for too, because like at the top of his head, he does have just some gold that's kind of like smeared there. It seems like it's not supposed to be like outlining anything in particular. It's just kind of supposed to be in that area and not like resting on raised sections. So it looks like they're trying to get some sort of like goldish kind of light to him. Because in the film, like, his suit does kind of glow in some points, so it's a little hard to tell what they're going for, because the paint is a bit sloppy, so it's hard to tell if it's sloppy on accident or if it's just sloppy because of what they're attempting to go with. The eyes are painted really nicely, though. The eyes are gold, and they are painted very straight, really no issues there, which looks very cool, and they do pop. They look excellent. I did go over, there was 2 of these on the shelf, so I did pick out the best one. The other one was noticeably worse, so I would definitely recommend trying to pick out, you know, the best looking one if you do find them at the store. He does have some like writing on the side of his head, which I think is very interesting. Definitely something that's very unique to his costume, unlike T'Challa's Black Panther costume. I think that's very cool. He has the little kind of necklace section around there with very thin spikes, which are silver, which looks very neat. And then his entire costume does have great line work in it. And the line work, you know, is very nice because it's broken up in there too. It's not just the lines. The lines are like individual little dots. And then he does have just some dots randomly kind of hanging off there, which I think is supposed to kind of be like the things that he uses to make the suit kind of morph out of him, because when he is shirtless, you do see that his body is covered with those dots, and therefore he can kind of command the suit to appear whenever he'd like, which is very much what happens in the comics. And it looks like they've expressed that here in the film, at least with the villain. We'll see if they do it for T'Challa, but since they're introducing that technology, even if T'Challa can't do it at the beginning of this film, I would imagine by the end of it, or at least by Infinity War, he will be able to do that. So that's just my guess. But overall, great sculpt. He is rather thin. Well, you know, he's got muscles, but they're rather thin, which is a little interesting because, I mean, I think that this is a good representation of the Golden Jaguar, at least from what I've seen from photos. However, Michael B. Jordan, he's a bit ripped up top, which I don't think is really comes across here. He looks a little too thin, so it'll be interesting to see how they do the CGI, and possibly this is more what he looks like in the film, but just going based off of the actor and some of the shots that we've seen him shirtless in the film, it looks like he should be a bit buffer than this, I have to say. But that is a minor complaint, and possibly with the CGI, they might give him more thinner proportions like this. And then he does have like a little dotted kind of pattern going throughout the suit, which is just a darker, it's more of a darker flat matte black compared to this kind of charcoal, almost like a shiny charcoal black that's run across the entire thing. So it's kind of interesting the way that that's done. As far as his accessories are concerned, he comes with 2 interchangeable hands. The first 2 are hands meant for holding accessories, and these are the accessories that he comes with, these 2 kind of tribal spears and knives and things. I think that these look very cool. I believe that they're unique. This one slightly looks familiar to me, so if this is reused, that might be the case. However, this one looks completely new to me, so I do believe that they're both unique and new. However, it's a possibility one of these is reused, but I'm not quite sure. You can let me know in the comments if you know which figure it came from, if it came from a figure. And then he also has interchangeable hands, which are the more aggressive, standard kind of Black Panther hands. Let's see. Which are great. They do have a lot of expression with them, which is excellent for poses. I really do like the Black Panther style of hands, those aggressive looking hands, which I think is very cool. And it makes the poses quite fun indeed. So definitely like those a lot. As far as articulation is concerned, it's top notch for Marvel Legends. Ball jointed head on a hinge, so you can look down, up, to the side. You can get some head tilt. Excellent neck articulation. He has a butterfly joint, which is fantastic. That is one kind of area that's a bit unique to some Marvel Legends and not all, but really happy that they did include it for this figure. So he's got the butterfly joint there, ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivel, double hinge elbows, hinge swivel wrist. He's got an ab crunch, which can go forward this far and can go back that far, so quite a good range on that. Swivel at the waist, ball jointed hips, which can kick up like a full 90 degrees, actually a little more than 90 degrees, which is quite nice. And then they can go out an extreme amount as well. That is quite nice. Swivel at the thighs, a little looser on this thigh for me. Like this thigh is nice and tight. This one's kind of loose, which is a little odd. Double hinge knees and hinge pivoting ankles. The ankles can go up this far, can go down that far, and then they can pivot quite nicely. They do pivot at quite a curve, though. Wish that there was a bit less of the curve on that pivot. But however, for the most part, the articulation is fantastic. Doing some comparisons now. I did do a custom Golden Jaguar, Erik Killmonger, when the trailer came out that first revealed his suit, and before Marvel Legends had revealed that they were working on an official one. I did suspect that most likely we would get an official one anyway, but I just, thought for the hell of it to do it, because it would be kind of a fun custom to do. So I did do this custom based off of the Civil War Black Panther, of course, just a repaint on that. As you can see, obviously, a lot more movie-accurate detail on this new one. However, I still really like mine. It was a very fun project to do. I think that the gold pops really nicely on mine, which is fun. So overall, I don't regret doing it in the slightest. I had a ton of fun, and it's very cool to kind of have my own version of it. And then a little comparison with the Civil War Black Panther himself. Looking very nice. I am excited for the new Black Panther figure. Not excited enough to pay full retail. I'm trying to get it at 16. That's how much I paid for this figure. I had a coupon at Toys R Us for $5 off, and that's why I decided to purchase him there. And Black Panther and Killmonger are the 2 easiest ones to get in the wave. I believe that they're both 2 per case, which allows them to be pretty cheap, so you can get them for a good price online. But there you go. That's my thoughts on this new Marvel Legends from the Black Panther film Erik Killmonger figure. Let me know what you guys think of the figure, and thanks so much for watching.